Did you just pull a borderless foil Wan Shi Tong Librarian from the brand new Avatar set and thought, wow, a $120 card, I should build him as my commander? Well, you're in luck because this is a guide to building Wan Shi Tong. First, let's look at his abilities. Wan Shi Tong is an X cost creature, and when you cast him, he gets X +1/+1 counters and you draw half X cards. His second ability, whenever an opponent searches their library, you put a counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card, effectively punishing those pesky black and green players. My first thought was, wow, this would be great in a Dimir deck, because then you have a lot of great combos like Marlin of the Mornsong plus Opposition Agent to force your opponents to search their library every turn and then steal their card by searching their library for them. But because you're building a mono blue deck, you're going to opt for destroying their lands instead, with cards like Demolition Field and Field of Ruin, which you can sacrifice to destroy a non-basic land and then have your opponent search for a basic land. Next, you want cards that return creatures to your hand like Snap or Dowerport Mage to return Wan Shi Tong to your hand, so you can recast them to draw even more cards and get even more counters. You also definitely want the Ozolith in your deck. That way, when you return Wan Shi Tong to your hand, you get to put all those last counters on creatures like Walking Ballista for big damage, or Nardle and Cryptic Trilobite for extra mana to recast Wan Shi Tong for more cards and more counters, and snowballing your mana advantage. Then you could even add Chasm Skulker, so the next time you draw 15 cards, you're putting that many counters on Chasm Skulker and creating a creature so large and beefy that it puts even green players to shame. And speaking of green, instead of doubling season to double all of your tokens, blue has a special little enchantment called Teferi's Ageless Insight that lets you double your card draw. Yes, you heard me, for only 4 mana, you can draw double the amount of cards. Now with all those cards, you're going to want to hold on to them, so you can have cards like Spellbook, which is a free artifact that gives you no maximum hand size, as well as Proph's Edict Memory, which synergizes very well with Wan Shi Tong and was recently banned in Standard for being too good. Because now, you not only have no maximum hand size, but you get to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control for every card you draw. Then you can just shove a bunch of counter spells in your deck to make sure that your pod hates you even more than they already do. My personal favorite is Unwind, which, yes, is a 3-cost counterspell, but look, you get to untap 3 lands, effectively making this the cheapest free counterspell you can get your sweaty little hands on. Now let's talk about your win cons. Obviously, you're going to be drawing a lot of cards, so you can use Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, Laboratory Mechanic, or Thassa's Oracle to win the game when you inevitably mill yourself out. But if you think that will take too long, then you have things like Psychosis Crawler to ping your opponents for damage whenever you draw cards. I'm sure you can do basic math, because 40 cards is a lot easier to draw than 99 cards. Then we also have a nasty infinite draw combo with the Reality Chip to cast spells from the top of your library, Sensei's Divining Top to draw a card and then put Sensei's Divining Top on top of your library, and Ethereum Sculptor to make casting Sensei's Divining Top from the top of your library free. Oh boy, do I love free stuff. Now, I think you're ready to build Wan Shi Tong. Good luck, and you're welcome.